济公，笑哈哈，大智如意不张狂，爱动脑，又好学，天生一个好儿郎，好儿郎。 是非辨正邪，惩恶扬善义在胸膛。好儿郎人人夸，聪明点恣意落筐，帮弱者扶危困，无我利他为民安康，为民安康。小济公，笑哈哈，大智如意不张狂。 学，天生一个好儿郎，好儿郎，好儿郎，干担当，不靠老把自己扛，明是非，辨正邪，惩恶扬善义在胸膛。好儿郎人人夸，聪明点恣意落筐，帮弱者扶危困，无我利他为。
What's wrong, Dragon?
Jia Dafang is going to double the rent on these fields this year. What are we going to do?
It's so dry, and he doesn't try to find a way to water the fields, but wants to increase rent.
That goes without saying. Mr. Jia always wants to profit out of a crisis.
He knows full well that we have no crops this year, so he's taking advantage before the leases expire to double the rent.
The rent was already very high, but he still wants to increase it.
The farmers have no choice but to extend the lease. That's why he's increasing the rent.
He'd love it if we could never pay these debts and had to work for him forever.
Let's go and have a look.
Please, Mr. Jia, we've had a drought here, so please don't raise our rent. Xiaoji is here. Mr. Jia, the Li family's rent has not increased in the last few years. When there has been nothing to eat, Mr. Li has let everyone have grain for free. Yes, that's right.
Yes,
He's such
a good man. Good man.
Mr. Li has a kind heart like the Buddha. He is selfless and respected by everyone. Even Master Hui Yuan said fairness comes from the heart.
I, Jia Dafang, am extremely selfless, but never take credit. I've suffered a lot without anyone knowing. No one has said a single word of thanks.
Well, when it's ever happened,
I've only increased the rent by a tiny bit, and now I'm a horrible monster, honestly.
We don't dare ask Mr. Jia to do the same as Mr. Li and give grain for free, but this year's drought is really bad. Would Mr. Jia be kind and not increase the rent? Yeah, that's right.
Mr. Jia, please understand. The drought is awful. Not increasing the rent is a really good deed.
That's right, Mr. Jia. Please don't increase the rent.
It looks like I, who have been quietly generous this whole time, will have to be generous to the end. As the great young Master Li has asked on behalf of everyone, I can't pretend I didn't hear. If any one of you can think of a way to fetch the moon and put it in my house to spare the money for lighting the lamp, I won't increase the rent by a single penny.
How are we supposed to the moon? How are we supposed to do that?
Mr. Jia, do you really mean it?
As long as I have the moon, of course I mean it.
That is a promise. Tonight I'm going to fetch the moon into your house.
What? Is this going to work?
Of course, what's so hard about moving the moon?
But Jia Dafang won't allow your way of moving it.
Wait and see.
Dad, see how the moon is in the sky up there? Li Xiaoji must be tricking you. Surely he won't come this evening, will he?
It would be a miracle if he came. Do you idiots really think that this silly kid can fetch the moon?
I'm here. Sorry to keep everyone waiting.
What on earth is this?
Mr. Jia, look, I got the moon for you.
Don't try and fool me, boy. The moon I wanted is the one from the sky, not the one from the water.
But you just said you wanted the moon, and now I've got the moon. Isn't that what you asked for?
Plus, it doesn't matter where it's from. The point is that the moon is here.
I've just ground ink. I need to wash my hands. Oh, this moon is so round.
Li Xiaoji, you think you're so smart. Now you're stumped, aren't you? Where's your moon now? Isn't it still in the sky?
Where can you find someone as generous as my husband? He was tricked by a child, but he isn't angry.
Li Xiaoji, enough. Now hurry home.
Mr. Jia is a kind and generous person. Of course he won't fuss.
What do you mean?
Since Mr. Jia does not think I really fetched the moon tonight, tomorrow evening I'm actually going to get the one from the sky.
Huh?
If you don't believe me, you'll have to wait and see. I'll show you. I'll get that moon.
Wow, really? Sounds very good.
Li Xiaoji, if you're bored, why can't you find someone else to play with? Why on earth must it be my husband? If you really have no one to play with, tomorrow evening you can go with our Xiaoji to play with the crickets. Stop interfering.
Mr. Jia, you're a grown man and must keep your word. If you're our county's most kind-hearted person, can't you wait one more evening?
That's right.
All right. Tomorrow evening, I'll wait for you there.
Xiaoji, even so, tonight Jia Dafang still won't keep his promise.
I know, but we must get through tonight. Then Jia Dafang will keep his promise.
Great! I knew you would have a way.
But based on just you, me and Annual, how will he keep his promise?
I can't tell you the secret yet. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, start! Mr. Jia, I didn't break my promise this time. You have to keep yours too.
Li Xiaoji, this is even more ridiculous than last night.
That's enough. I just knew you only had a few tricks up your sleeve. I'm not going to give a kid a hard time, but stop interfering in this matter now.
Yesterday you weren't happy with the moon in the water. Now you say you're not happy with the moon from the sky. So what is it you want?
That's right, yeah.
What kind of joke is this? My dad wanted Li Xiaoji to fetch the real moon, not just the moonlight. Plus, is the real moon this tiny?
That's right. How could the real moon be this small? At least it would be so big that it wouldn't fit in my courtyard. You, kid, you bring a mirror, and if you think that's it, it doesn't count.
If you insist, Mr. Jia, then everyone will have to help fetch the moon together.
Huh?
Quick, everyone, come fetch the moon!
Dragon, use your powers. Ooh. Dragon, go, ask the sky dogs to bring the moon down.
Huh? What sky dogs? Li Xiaoji, you want to trick us more, do you?
Not at all.
Quickly, go to the door and see what's going on.
Why are you panicking? It's a few dogs barking for no reason. What could be the problem?
Dad, Mum, what sky dogs? It's just a cloud that happens to have hidden the moon. We've been tricked by a few silly dogs in town.
Yudzai, you're right. Li Xiaoji, you've wanted to trick me so many times, but tonight I'm not going to argue with you. Zhao Liao, see them out the door.
Xiaoji, come on, think of something.
Don't worry, let's go and fetch the moon.
You're the wise one. We finally just shooed them out of the door. Otherwise, how can we enjoy a midnight snack in peace?
Dad was extremely patient with Li Xiaoji this time and didn't embarrass him at all. What can the villagers say against him?
It doesn't matter what Li Xiaoji tries to pull. There's nothing they can do. Tomorrow, these peasants will have to pay double the rent.
When the time comes, even in their next life, they'll still be working in the Jia family's fields to pay back the interest. My midnight feast! Jalyo, this is all being taken out of your wages. I'll make sure of that, you'll see.
What's with the panic? The sky isn't falling down.
Sir, this is even worse than the sky falling down.
What are you talking about?
That Li Xiaoji has got a bunch of people and wants to tear down our courtyard.
Don't fret, everyone. If there's something to say it nicely.
Mr. Jar, please don't worry. We're here to help you extend your house, really. Otherwise, the moon just won't fit in.
What?
What nonsense! You are clearly tearing down our house!
Oops. How can you say that, Master Yosai? We're here to help your family spare money for the lamp oil. We're making space for the moon.
That's right. Mr. Jia said the moon was very big and wouldn't fit in his own courtyard.
Li Xiaoji, you bully!
Look, we're all afraid your courtyard won't be big enough to fit the moon. We're helping you tear down the walls so we can get the moon in here. What do you say to that?
Enough. I won't increase the rent.
You sure? Really?
Really?
Promise you won't go back on your word?
I promise.